Alright, welcome back, cheesy minions, Miami Dolphione fans, maybe even Quilava Blue Grenat fans. This is the big game, well, okay, the second to last big game of the season here, and it is the Kanto Conference Championship. I am super nervous, going into this match against a really cool guy, moderator of my Discord, as well as a fantastic YouTuber in use, and his Quilava Blue Grenats. So, the winner of this game is going to go on to the final game against the winner of the Tampa Bay Thunderbolts and the Cincy Scissors. So it's a really obviously important game. My record coming in here is 11-2, including playoffs. Uses is 8-5, but records are all meaningless. I did win in the regular season, but that's meaningless. It's win or go home right now, and that's how it is going to be. And this is a really emotional game for me as well, because in every single league I've ever been in, the NGDL1, the NGDL2, and the PGBL, I've lost in the semifinals match. I've gotten to the semifinals and then lost. So it would be really, really nice to actually come home with one. So not to mention, the championship as well. It'd be nice to win that as well. But let's not overlook a really strong opponent in Quilava Blue Grenats. And this is a really good draft. So let me just go ahead and explain what happened with my roster, because I did get to make a swap after the game against the Los Angeles Lucario last week. So we Battle Factory swapped, and I ended up swapping for Scyther. And I kind of showed the former Quilava Blue Granite Liper to the curve. So there is my new draft there, my current roster. I'm not actually probably going to bring Scyther this week, but, I feel like I need to bring as many bugs to the championship game as possible, being that I'm kind of like a mono bug guy. So, yeah, that is my playoff draft. You might recall I picked up Greninja and Galvantula in the playoff draft, and, using the Battle Factory swap, I got Scyther, who does have a lot of interesting options. It's not like I'm only bringing it just because it's a bug. Scyther is actually a pretty fast Pokemon, and it has some really powerful attacks. And you can run Eviolite on it, you can run Scarf on it. It's pretty versatile, actually. But looking at his team, I'm not entirely sure it's going to be a fit here. And, so he picked up in the playoff draft the Umbreon and the Shaman, and he also made a swap. He actually used his swap, and I told him that he could use it as a transformation. There's no formal transformation rule in the NGDL3, but I think I'm going to make it formal in the NGDL4, but basically he asked me if he could use a swap to change the tier of one of his own Pokemon, and I said, yeah, why not? So he ended up using a swap to upgrade Gallade to Mega Gallade, which kind of threw me for a loop, because he already has that Mega Charizard, which you can use Mega Charizard Y or X. But it actually makes it really hard for me, because Mega Gallade, obviously in the Psychic Terrain, is a fearsome force. But as is Charizard X. Mega Charizard X, which he did not use the first time, oddly, even though I thought it was going to be really strong, has the potential to sweep me at +1. Like, he gets up with Dragon Dance for free. I'm in real deep trouble. But this actually creates an interesting situation for him, because I have no idea what Mega's going to use, because Mega Gallade can cause me problems. Even Mega Charizard Y can cause me problems, used in the first battle. And of course, Mega Charizard X can cause me a lot of problems if he gets that setup off. So, going into this game, I kind of have to account for all three Megas, even though he can only bring one. Aside from that, you still got Cloyster, which is ridiculous. He has the Shaman. I'm kind of afraid of a Z Celebrate set, that Rainbow boosting move. But I think it depends if he's honorable, because I believe Z Celebrate can only be on normal Shaman, and he has like a blue and red theme if you haven't noticed, and if he's honorable, that means he can only use blue shiny Shaman, who I don't think can get Celebrate. I might be wrong. If he can get Celebrate, then ignore that. But no, I'm going to account for it anyway, obviously. His hazard game and hazard removal game isn't that strong, and his speed tiers really aren't that good. We do have a speed advantage this week, although he has a lot of kind of nasty speed tiers, though. Especially when you count that Cloyster. In fact, I'm going to bring a Scarf Greninja this week, because one of the reasons I did want to pick up Greninja in the first place is if I did fight use, I wanted something that could outspeed a Cloyster at +2. And a Scarf Greninja can do that. So I'm going to bring Scarf Greninja this week. It's going to be mostly physical, but I think I put Grass Knot on it, specifically for that Gastrodon, which he surprised his opponent last week with a Rindo Berry Magic Coat Gastrodon. So he put all the stops against President Tim last week. He had a fantastic game plan. I'm nervous. I think that, obviously he's the underdog going in. Especially since I beat him like 5-0 in the regular season. But Umbreon. Umbreon has a dark horse potential to be really problematic for me because it shuts down a lot of my Pokemon. It's obviously a dark type, so it limits what I can, lock myself into with Tapu Lele. I can't just lock myself into that Psychic move. It also hurts Heatran and Greninja because they can't like spam their special moves like they really want to. It's actually going to be a really problematic Pokemon for me. Basically, there's just a lot to account for. I mean, even if Scizor, who, granted, I mean, obviously I have the advantage over Scizor because of the Psychic terrain, he can't spam Bullet Punch, but that's a really powerful Pokemon when banded, and he can hit really, really hard with U-turns and superpowers. I'm kind of thinking, and here's my prediction going into this match. I haven't played the match yet. I've been doing this before playing the match. My prediction is going to be, I think he's going to bring Mega Charizard X, or Y. I think the Gallade is a bluff. He might bring regular Gallade, but that's my prediction right now going in. I'm thinking he's going to bring the Sylveon, because it's really good against me, and it's a really good special wall. Same thing with Umbreon. I think he's going to actually bring Umbreon and Sylveon. Cloyster's going to come. How many do I have? I'm about 2. Cloyster's definitely going to come because that thing has sweeping potential. I think the Shaman is going to come, and then it's like, I need to account for like Lycanroc, Gastrodon, and like even the, Scizor anyway, because those are probable too. Not to mention, he might bring the Delmise again, because he probably wants a Rapid Spinner, because I'm going to try Sticky Web strats a little bit this week. So yeah, this is going to be a really, 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 really intense showdown. Even though, I have 3 more wins than him in the regular season, that doesn't mean anything. He's been getting hacked pretty hard in the regular season. And this is pretty much a whole new game right now. And he's a fantastic battler, and prior to my first battle against him in the NGDL3, he's actually had my number in Draft League, so yeah, hopefully we'll be able to prevail, and for you guys, you'll be able to see the battle right about now. I'm going to go ahead and play the match here in a few minutes, so, nervous, let's do it. Well, here we go. Alright, so right off the bat, I see Snorlax, which is something I did not expect. No Umbreon, this is actually a pretty, different team than I expected to see. So he has the Scizor, and he has the Delmise, so he doesn't have like the Shaman, he doesn't have the Umbreon, a lot of things that I was kind of preparing for, so should be kind of interesting. He doesn't have the Mega Gallade or Gallade at all, so it's one of the Mega Charizards, and I had to keep that in mind. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna go and lead with my Greninja. It was my game plan from the start because it's a Scarf Greninja. And I'm just going to go for a U-turn, so he's going to lead with Scizor is probably the worst case scenario, because he could have Bullet Punched there for good damage, and plus he can, if he doesn't Bullet Punch, he can now U-turn, and being that I didn't see the Bullet Punch, I'm thinking, okay, it's either Superpower for Heatran, or U-turn. Either way, I'm just going to go to my kommo-o, has a very good defense stat, and yeah, he goes for that U-turn, which is resisted, and in comes the Charizard, and I'm like, oh no. I'm going to go into Heatran. I have the Air Balloon, specifically for Mega Charizard X, which I said in the pregame is my biggest fear. And there's the Dragon Dance. He doesn't Mega Evolve quite yet, but the Dragon Dance means it's Mega Charizard X. So there's the Mega Evolution. He decides to go for it, which is good that he's going to go for it now. Because I have quite a bit of stuff. I have the Sash on the Galvantula. I have the Scarf on my Greninja to deal with this. I just need to get some chip damage. I can't let this thing have a free setup. So he's going to go for the Dragon Claw to break my, what is it, the Air Balloon. And he's going to go ahead and kill Heatran, so that sucks. To lose Heatran like this early, not great, but this has kind of been the story of Heatran's entire season. But, okay, so this thing's set up. I can outspeed with my Scarf Greninja. I do have the Rock Slide because I'm primarily physical, so I'm just going to go for that. He's going to go out into his Scizor here, which makes me have to think of another prediction right now, because now I'm just going to go for a Rock Slide. And now I have to think, is he going to Bullet Punch or is he going to U-turn? If I go into Lele and U-turn would do a ton of damage. It might even kill, actually. And that would not be good. So, I'm just going to go into kommo-o. And I do that, and he does go for the U-turn, so thank God I did go into kommo-o. I got the prediction there right. But now kommo-o is being withered down. I do have the Dragon Dance here. I also have Stealth Rocks on this guy, but I'm not going to get a chance to set off. But here, I was willing to sack kommo-o to this thing to make sure it doesn't get a setup, but instead he goes for a Flare Blitz. I'm thinking that he was maybe predicting my Tapu Lele, so he didn't want to go for a Dragon Claw. So that was excellent for me because I'm going to be able to live that Flare Blitz due to my resistance and excellent defense stat and actually take this guy out. So in comes Snorlax. I'm like, okay, this thing's definitely going to have the Chople. But I really can't really switch out. And Frustration's going to do, or I was actually thinking Return, but, you know, Frustration's the same move. That's going to do a ton of damage to whatever. So I'm just going to take the damage with Close Combat right now. I was contemplating going for the Stealth Rocks, but I figure I want the damage here. And now I can just go into my B-Drill, and as soon as I click U-Turn, I knew it was a bad move. I should have went for a Poison Jab, because it can actually kill at this range. But no, I decided to go for a U-Turn, and that was kind of dumb, because I don't think there's any real reason for me to switch here. So this was a mistake on my part, going for the U-Turn here. I should have just killed this guy. And now that I made that mistake, and it survives in red HP, I'm like, okay. I guess I'm just going to go to my Galvantula. I know it can't kill me, because I do have the Sash. So I'm just going to go into it. He goes for the Frustration. And I actually have Swarm Galvantula this week because Thunder... I was worried about going for a Thunder against potentially Charizard, Mega Charizard Y because obviously it would reduce Thunder accuracy. So I'm like, you know what? Let's actually go with a Swarm Galvantula with Focus Sash, and now I can get bonus Bug Buzz damage. So I'm just going to go for that here against this thing. I don't really need the webs at this point anymore because I know that my Scarf Greninja can outspeed even at +2 Cloyster, and yeah, I just need to make sure that Cloyster doesn't get a free setup. But anyway, yeah, there's the freaking Delmise, and as you can see, it is definitely Assault Vest because that Bug Buzz boosted by Swarm doesn't really do that much. But I'm just going to go for the knockoff. It should kill at this range, and instead he decides just to let his Scizor die. So I'm more okay with that thing that's been harassing me the whole game dying. But yeah, in comes the Sylveon, and I'm like, the only reason he's going to Sylveon is he has, once again, that Poison Resist Berry. Gonna go ahead and just U-turn. I'm gonna go out into my Tapu Lele, because worst case scenario, he can Moonblast or something. Predicting this is not even gonna kill me. I have the Psyshock this week to do more damage to the Sylveon, not to mention his Gastrodon and a few others, so he's just gonna go for a Psyshock himself, thankfully. So that's gonna do absolutely, well, it does a little bit, because he's still being missed by the Psychic Terrain, but I have the Resistance. And I just go for the Psyshock myself, and yeah, he's just going to go ahead and Wish. So that's a cool thing. I was thinking, alright, he could, I mean, it's a losing battle if he decides to, like, Protect or something. I'm just going to keep going for Psyshock. I should deal, because you know, I should be penetrating this Assault Vest, I think, and plus the Psychic Terrain, but he survives, and then his Wish ends up getting back to the same amount. I'm like, I really hope I can kill... Because I was so confident at this point that I would be able to, you know, something would be sacked to Lele. Ah! It survives. It goes for the Anchor Shot and kills me. But I'm still kind of confident at this point. I need to make sure, because, okay, so B's going to come in. He's going to kill this thing, and then he can't go into Sylveon. He has to go into Cloyster. It's his only option. At the very least, I can break a Sash here with a U-turn. If I break his Sash, right, and he's probably going to, you know, just go for the Shell Smash, but I'm going to break the Sash. I can still outspeed with my Greninja. If he just like goes for an attacking move, and even if worst case scenario, he kills Greninja here, then I can just go back into B and then kill this Cloyster and then the Sylveon. So, alright, go for your Cell Smash, dude. He doesn't, I mean, his Sash is gone. He has no Sash. And, like I said, my Scarf Greninja is EV to outspeed this here +2 Cloyster at max speed. Gonna go for that Grass Knot. It's 100% accuracy. Gonna go for that to KO the Cloyster, and his last Pokemon is the Sylveon. Now, because I don't really have any special attack investment, the calc says at maximum 11% to this Sylveon. I'm like, okay, I don't want him to get the Wish Protect going on. I'm gonna go into my B-Drill now instead of that, but he just goes for a Moonblast. He ends up not even having Protect, so it doesn't matter. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kill this thing. It doesn't matter if you have that stupid berry. Just gonna go ahead and murder it. Goodbye. And with that, the Miami Dolphiones have done it. We have gotten past a conference championship match. We are on to the finals! I'm so happy right now. I'm so hyped. You have no idea. I was holding it in. I didn't want to, like, my tone to give it away, like, throughout this entire narration. I am ecstatic. Like, this is an excellent feel. This is like, man, it's like, okay, we haven't won the Super Bowl yet. That's next week against either Visuali or Toronto Pure. But for now, this is the best season I've had in any draft league, you know, and this feels great. This feels great. Credit to use and his Quilava Blue Grenats. He had a great game plan coming in. He had a lot of things I wasn't expecting, but it ended up working out for him. Early on, he had like the momentum, and I just had to like bank on my that my prep was going to work out. I mean, obviously he has he had that ton of sweeping potential that I had to account for, but I feel like we did pretty good, and I'm probably going to go ahead and take something from that team, depending on who wins against between the Tampa Bay Thunderbolts and the Cincy Scissors in the Sevi Conference. I will probably try to post that over the weekend because I'm going to try to do like a live reaction narration to it, like I did last season. I posted the other conference championship, but for now, I am the Dolphiones, man. We're in the championship game, man. Okay, we're done. Okay, I'm just gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. All right, so Use provided this question of the day because I am just so I cannot think. But Use wants to know the question of the day. What is your favorite Switch game so far? So the favorite game for the Nintendo Switch. As for me, it's actually a game that was originally for PC. And it's a game that I was addicted to on the PC, and then when it came out on Switch, I had to get it, and my wife is now addicted to it, and that's Stardew Valley. It's a really excellent indie game. In the it's like Harvest Moon. It perfects Harvest Moon. But it has so much other random elements to it. It's really, really excellent. If you don't have it, get it either for PC or Switch. It's excellent. So yeah, leave a comment about that. And Dolphiones hype. I am done. Okay, we're done. Thanks for comment, subscribe, guys. Bye.